Project Planning. Introducing the Gantt chart. In this video, we are going to learn to create links between tasks in Cerebro, to replicate subtask structures based on a template, and to use task references. As an example, let us use the creation of an advertising booklet for the marketing department. Once we have created a subtask structure for various stages of the work, our next step is to set up links between them to allow the Cerebro system to automatically arrange them on the timeline. A link between tasks in Cerebro assumes that they are completed sequentially, one after the other. For example, in simple cases, you can link several tasks into a chain. If we look at the Gantt chart, which is in its own tab in Cerebro's main window right now, it will show how all the tasks are arranged. In other words, it shows their planned start and finish times. Because, by default, a subtask start time is the same as the start time of its parent. All the stages of booklet design are lined up to be started simultaneously from the same starting point. To link them into a chain, let us select all the subtasks and trigger the appropriate command from the right mouse button menu or from the toolbox pane. Once we confirm the order of tasks, links are created, and the tasks on the Gantt chart are rearranged so that they look like the steps of a ladder. Accordingly, the parent task has stretched as it needs to cover the range from the start of the first subtask to the finish of the last one. You can manually edit links between tasks if you need to set up more complex dependency relations. To unlink, right-click on the task line, and when the menu pops up, choose the command to break one of the links. To create a new link, drag the circle marker on a task line towards another task. This will result in an automatic recalculation of a start time for all the tasks that depend on this predecessor. Copying and replicating tasks. As you use Cerebro for project planning, you often encounter situations when subtask structures and links between them are fully or partially repeated. To save yourself the repetitive work, you can use tasks that already exist as a model for new tasks, and even create templates for typical structures in a separate project. The easiest way to replicate a structure of tasks is by using copy and paste commands. Let us pick the container task and copy it using the right mouse button menu or the shortcut keys, and then move the cursor onto the new parent task and paste the copied tasks there. You can easily make sure that the copy you have created has the same subtask structure all the way to the links between tasks. When you need to create multiple identical structures based on the same template, use the task replication feature. Suppose you need to create a series of booklets. To do this, let us use the top-level task as a template and pick Replicate Task from the right mouse button menu. In the window that comes up, you need to specify the pattern for generating names for the new tasks. To make things easier, let us simply add a sequence number to the task name. In our template, let us use the name of the original task and add a counter value separated by a space. To the right of the name template, there are settings for the counter, start and end values, step size, and the number of digits. In the rightmost section of the window, you may specify the attributes of the original task that should be replicated in each copy. By default, the software will copy the subtask structure with links between tasks, allocated users, and the task definition text. Let us remove the flag to prevent changes to the task used as the template. At the bottom of the window, you can immediately see future results as a set of names. By the way, any of the names in this list can be edited manually. Once you have completed the setup, click Replicate. The replication window will close, and task copies with desired names will appear. Feel free to verify that each copy contains the same task structure, including the links between tasks. Instead of using the computer to assign task numbers, you can prepare a list of task names ahead of time and use the clipboard to pass it to Cerebro. Let us use the multi-rename feature to demonstrate this. This feature is a lot like task replication. Once again, let us choose a group of tasks. From the right mouse button menu, let us pick Multi-Rename Tasks. A window pops up, which looks very much like the one we saw before. Once again, we need to specify a template for names. We are going to copy names from a spreadsheet we have created ahead of time into the clipboard and go back to the Multi-Rename window. Simply use the text from the clipboard on the name template, and the resulting table immediately shows the task's new names. Once you click Apply, the selected tasks will be renamed according to the pattern you have specified. Note that all the structures in the Gantt chart have once again lined up with the same start time, and their times overlap. To put them in the correct order, we will once again use the linking command. First, we must pick only the top-level tasks from the table. We can collapse them all to make it easier. Now, we launch the command from the context menu. The structures become linked at the top level, and the system arranges them on the timeline. As an additional demonstration, we can arrange tasks within a project. In other words, let us create another branch for all booklets, calling it Booklets, and place all the tasks we have created inside it. Simply collapse the tasks, highlight them, and drag them into the new container with the mouse. Task references. In addition to regular tasks that you encounter in Cerebro projects, you may also come across references to other tasks. For example, you can create task references when you need to place the same operation in different places within a project. Or you can even place the same task into different projects. As an example, let us create a special section in our advertising booklet design branch, in which we will collect references to all image rendering tasks. Let us create a new container task called Renders. Use multiple selections to highlight render tasks in each of the booklets, and use the right mouse button menu to launch the Copy Task as Reference command. Now, go to the Renders section and invoke the command to paste from clipboard. Once it is completed, we see the collection of task references that we need within the section. An important characteristic of a reference is that it displays the current values for all of the original task attributes. In addition, you can edit these attributes, and doing so will affect the actual task and every other reference to it in Cerebro. One exception to this rule is the task name. Each reference can have its own name. In the case of the rendering task set, it makes sense to change reference names in the interest of clarity. This way, we are able to tell which reference refers to which booklet. Let us do this with the help of the Multi-Rename command, adding the name of the corresponding container task to the name of each reference. Once again, the ability to copy a list of names through the clipboard comes in handy. Anytime the Go to Task menu item is accessible by right-clicking, it can quickly bring us to the original task in Cerebro.